tell you a little bit about this game. So there's a demo available on Steam. I didn't have to pay for it. I didn't get a key. You can also get it if you want to. It's just on Steam by the looks of it so far. Wildmender is a game about bringing a deserted world back to life. Explore the vast desert alone or with friends. Collect plants and bring them back to your garden to thrive. Craft new tools and use them to shape the earth and channel water to your plants. Delve into the mysteries of a fallen civilization and discover their magic. Befriend animals, spirits, and seek out the gods to help you defend the land from vicious wraiths who seek to corrupt it. It's up to you to save the world one seed at a time. Seems kind of up our street, right? Doesn't seem too far departed from what we usually do here. Turn the desert green. With the tools you crafted, set out to grow the little oasis in the middle of a vast desert into your own thriving garden. Plant seeds, dig canals, nurture your plants. Craft useful and beautiful structures, harness magical essence, protect against the forces of nature, and more. You'll have plenty of space and choices to create the garden of your imagination. Acre by acre, you'll reclaim the desert and reforest the world. I'm amazed I managed to get through all of that. Yes, explore, forage, survive, uncover mysteries. 4-player. Ooh, 4-player co-op gardening. Invite up to 3 of your friends to your garden online. So I wonder if it's a bit like Dragon Quest Builders, because I've played that and it's my first reference thought, where you can all have your own worlds, but you can invite people to your worlds. I wonder. I don't know. Invite up to 3 friends. Work together to tend your flourishing garden. Share resources and survive together. Adventure with friends. Adventure with friends through the lonely desert. Okay. Fight together against dangerous wraiths. But don't forget, with more hands to garden, you'll have more mouths to feed. Okay. So you can play with your friends. Seems kind of wholesome. Features. Dozens of plant species to cultivate and grow, 50 craftable structures and tools to build and manage your perfect garden, 75 unlockable perks and ability upgrades, 1 to 4-player online co-op multiplayer. Fantastic. Procedurally generated world for a unique challenge every replay. Brilliant. I love it. Like Valheim. Day-night cycle. Plants thrive and grow in the sun while ghosts roam in the cool nights. Variety of outfits for your character. Difficulty settings and game modes that can be adjusted on the fly. There you go. That's a lot of talking, isn't it? So let's launch the game and have a little look. Hello, Delunado. I'm developing a cozy puzzle game about a dog who loves long sticks. We have a demo in Steam at Nextfest if you'd like to try it anytime. Okay, cool. Okay, I might check it out. Thank you for letting me know. Multiplayer. Yeah, multiplayer. Animal Crossing. This sounds nice. It sounds nice, doesn't it, chat? Let's have a little look-see. Let's have a little look. Okay. So here you can see we could join another player if we had one. Let me just put that back. Customization. Yes. So I did have a quick look at this before. You can just change your hair to whatever you want. I feel like, are we a lady? I don't know. Seems pretty androgynous. So I guess you could be... I guess you're a dude or a lady depending on your hairstyle. Or your personal feelings about yourself, right? I kind of like this. It's kind of cute. We can change our hair colour. Because I know like most of you are dudes as well. Or it could be an old lady. Got some different hair colours. We could be a Viking if we wanted to. Green hair. It's always nice. What do we go with? Should we try and make my Conan character? There's no sliders, chat. Calm yourselves. Oh, she looks so cute. Viking ready. Yeah, you could totally be like... I think it's just... This is just one model. And you could just be a dude or a lady if you felt like it. Oh, gosh. You know I get decision paralysis. I do like this hairstyle. I might just go with this hair colour because it's like my Conan character's hair colour. And then skin colour. We have a variety of different tones of skin. There we go. All the way to nice and dark. Kind of chalky skins as well. Like us, most of us, you know what I mean? Lots of us. We don't go outside. What colour skin do I want? Maybe she looks a bit kind of washed out with that. Let's not talk about which colour represents me because a bit pasty. Maybe this one, I guess. And you can change the hue. Oh, you could be all sorts of colours. I could be a Smurf. I could be a Smurf. It's a cute customizer. It is cute, isn't it? Hardened brick takes so blasted long to make when you need thousands of it. It does, yes. It's a little cute customizer. Yeah, I can be blue. Oh, am I going to be like a normal color? You can change. I like that. You can change the saturation and the brightness. Oh, brilliant. Oh, I could be like secret squirrel. That's kind of cool. Oh, chat, more decisions. There's so many shades of white though, aren't there? There's so many like options for being white. Let's go with maybe this, shall we? That looks okay. Okay, so drag the character to rotate. Yeah, sure. Let's go back. Save. Okay. So, new game. I haven't even launched the game, I don't think, apart from this. Go with Smurf Blue. Hello, Hash. Skin colour options are from English places, England, colonised. I suppose so, yes. An umbrella mushroom gives you... Okay, missed it. Teleporters can bring you back home even when broken. Okay. I'm always on the lookout for, like, cozy survival-ish kinds of crafty games, you know? Am I supposed to be clicking? No? I think I put everything on, like, max settings. Can you hear, like, the music in the background? Is it very quiet? Oh, yeah, it's quite quiet. There you go. You can hear the music a bit now. Let me click on this. So I only heard about this game today, just before the stream. I don't know too much about it. Let me tell you about the world that was long ago. No, that's not possible. Get away from here. Ooh. It's pretty. A strange voice. Hello up there. Can you hear me? It's me. A strange voice. I could use some assistance. I don't know how I got here. I don't know if this will be voice acted later or something. Spirit Spring. Interact. Can you get me out of this rubble? Interact. Okay. I don't know what to do. Help a friendly spirit. Hopefully you can't hear my fan and road noise too much, but my window is open. There's a fan blowing on me. You can hear it a bit, chat. Can you hear the music? Confirmation. Uncover the glowing shard from the sand nearby. No recipes. What do I do? Fill. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do here. Interact. What do I do? I can't do anything, I assume. No recipes or actions currently available. Okay. Okay. So my frames are at like 60 FPS. It is kind of, what's the word? Inconsistent. Let's have a look at our settings. Let's put everything on good. View distance. I left view distance and max trees on like basic. Okay, I've gone up to 80 FPS. I don't know what these markings are. Thorntail. Okay, so it's telling me stuff about it. Pick up. Pick up is F. Okay. Too crowded. Okay, because it's about farming, right? Oh. Oh, I placed it. Interesting. Should I put you back, sir? I feel kind of bad. There you go. Sorry about that. All right. Help a friendly spirit. Uncover the glowing shard from the sand nearby. Okay. I can totally follow instructions. Root beard fungus. Okay, spirit guides. Oh, thank you. I feel much better now. Oh dear, you don't look so well yourself. How dare you? Pick up the fungus. Quickly go fill your bottle from that spring. Oh yes, definitely. We shouldn't have been in a desert today. We should have been in ice or something. Fill my bottle. What do you want me to do? Pour it. You want some water, buddy? What do you want me to do? Collect and drink it. Oh, okay. Okay, Q to drink. There you go. The sun's heat is quite intense today. It is quite intense today. I would agree with that. So we've got to create a workbench, gather wood and sandstone. Okay. Yay. There's a coziness about it. Wait, what did I do? Pick up. Oh no. Wait, how do I don't know what I keep doing. Chat, can you hear the game? Everything's okay. Spirit guides, yes. Salmon dune grass. Okay. Gotta pick up branches and stuff. I assume this is a teleporter. Uh-oh. Am I just... Oh god. I thought I was trapped forever. Examine. Fungus. Take. Okay. Okay, we've got to gather wood. We got the wood. Now we need sandstone. We've got the sandstone. Hello, spirit guide. Did you creep up on me? You make me nervous. Proceed to craft structures. We love a tutorial. Okay. And now I can place it somewhere. Ooh, I see like a thing over here. Where should we place our... And there's like a building. Create a workbench. Chat. You can hear the game. Good, good, good. I just feel like maybe we could put it here. Complete a tutorial before... Okay. Sorry. Okay. Somewhere around here. Oh gosh. I must drink lots of water today. Where should we put it? What about next to the spirit guide? There you are, buddy. Don't say I never give you nothing. Let me drink some water. Oh, thank goodness for ice, right? Use a workbench to create basic tools. Create a wooden sickle. Okay. Craft. That sickle should make breaking down dead plants, even trees, a bit better. Okay. Cut plants and deadfalls with a sickle to drop materials. Collect wood and plant fibers. Okay, perfect. Hello, Kevin. Is it working? Yes, it is working. I'm a pro gamer. So we need plant fibers. Plant, 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 plant. This looks like a plant fiber. Just hack away at it. Things look very rough around here. Why can't I remember what happened? You may be here longer than I anticipated. We should set up something more sustainable. How is my water? It's okay. Am I tired? What's wrong with me? If you can craft a spade, there should be some seeds in the soil and dunes nearby. Seeds and soil in the dunes nearby. Okay. Craft a spade at the workbench. I like the jumping. My goodness. We jump pretty high. Craft a spade. Pro gamer. Hello everybody, it's good to see you all. Dig at the bright spots near the grass with left click for a fresh dune grass seed. Got to collect seeds. Okay, okay, I can toggle between them. Can I fill my water? I don't need to drink it really. No, I'm still full. Okay. Good. I love it when I can use my scroll wheel. Bright spots. Aha. I don't know why I need to click E after I've, like, dug. I feel like it should automatically go in my inventory. Okay. Press B to open your backpack. Oh, it moves the thing. Good. Plant the dune grass seed near water. Quick item. Ooh, this is our little outfit. Wind exposure, sun exposure. The dune grass seed you dug up can be planted to grow a new plant. Plants provide you with all sorts of resources, including foods and materials. Press B to open your backpack. Okay, plant the seed near water. Is this the seed? Near water. What about over here? How do I... Nope, I don't want to dig it. Plant X. Did I do the thing? Yes. Hold T and select the bottle. Aha! Okay, we have a radial dial. Water the dune grass seed with right click. A strange voice. With that, you should have enough to survive here. Brilliant. Where's the McDonald's? Explore for temporary food resources. Okay. I feel like I have to pick up these. Explore for food resources. The music is lovely. Isn't it beautiful? That was chastise. Hello, Kevin. I'm a bad boyfriend. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's okay. We're all good, aren't we? Oh, what is this? Deadfall. Can I like use my sickle? Does it work? It does work. What luck! You found a rainbow bloom cactus. In exchange for water, it will give you the perfect travel snack. Okay. Found a cactus. Water rainbow bloom cactus. I got distracted beforehand. Squirrel. Did I? Hello? Chat. Am I being blind? It's entirely possible. I found a cactus. Dead shrub. Is it in my inventory? Wait, I pressed tab. B for backpack. Ah! Thorntail pod. Plant fibers, sunburst seed. Don't know how I feel about the sounds. They're a bit, Ooh, spirit spring. Okay. Where's the cactus that I found? Lots of bleep bloop. Yeah. I see a thing over here. Doing. Doing. That looks like a cactus. Hi, sir. Yes. Water it. Ah. Ah. Yay. I love that. Love that. I can't keep plants alive in real life unless they're like aquatic plants. You know what I mean? The only time I've ever Ooh, what is wrong with me? The only time I've ever managed to keep plants alive is when I had fish tanks. Why do I go red here? Do 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 do. The jumping is quite fun, I must say. Oh, I'm losing health. Oh, because I need to eat. Is it here? Eat. Nice. Doing. Go collect some copper at the quarry. Equip your spades and dig up copper. Let's get some spare food if we can. And, well, let's get some more food and then we'll get extra water. Can I water you? I think you're already watered. I'm like going around offering water to these plants. They don't even want it. Bouncing is really fun. Think you're starving? Yeah, we were starving, definitely. What's this glowy rock over here? It probably doesn't want me to go there yet. I've managed to overwater our house plants. Need to repot some, hopefully recover. Do you know what I really like, Kevin? If you don't have a cat or a dog, is a peace lily. Because they are, like, honestly, pretty unkillable. Place root beard fungus. How do I cancel? Right click. But what is this rock? Is it something I can hack at? Nope, nothing's happening. Okay. Let's get some more water. Let's look for a quarry. I assume we're just in like this... Looks like a dome kind of section. Oh, I'm just so happy there's water. Hello, sir. Dig up some copper at the quarry. Do we have a map? Yes. What is that? Peony Gate. Blocked Spring. So where's the... I guess we have to just run around. I don't know what that is over there. Can I pick this up and bring it with me? Is there a way for me? I don't know if there's a way for me to pick it up. Hold on. Q for level. Okay. Just experimenting at the moment. Fungus window. That's the fungus you picked up ages ago. Protective circle. Okay. I guess, is that the quarry there? Maybe. Oh, there's some kind of weird... Oh, there's like a heat vent. Dirty spring. I don't want to drink from a dirty spring. What's the matter with you? This looks like we can... Yes. Get some snackies. Love it. Do, 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 do. Ooh, I see more. More dirty springs. Okay. So I guess we're going to plant a flourishing, beautiful garden. And it's going to be so much nicer. The music is very chill. I really like it. This is on complete the tutorial before advancing. Okay. Let's go to that. Oh, I don't think... Is that on the outside? Mods, Valheim. Oh, yeah, you're looking for mods. BRB, gonna buy lunch. All right, lovely. You can't go there. So where's the quarry? Go collect some copper at the quarry. I'm confused. Unless we have to teleport or something. Can we collect some from this? Can I make a pick or something? It's not doing anything. Oh, I can climb! What? I can climb? Oh. I can climb, I can jump quite high. Am I doing anything here? Yes. Climbing, I know. Like a champion. That's it. It's like exactly. Jump like a freaking champion. Spirit guide, could you like help me find harvested? Sir, could you tell me where the quarry is? Because I'm like confused and stuff. Well, you're a fat lot of good, aren't you? Wait, I don't want to pull you out. What next? Ooh. Can I water you? Anybody else want some water? Yes. No, you're dead. I think I watered that. Take. Ah. I don't know. Okay, so... Oh, I see. It's got like a water bar. I see. Interesting. I see. Chat. I need a quarry. Go collect some copper at the quarry. What am I missing? We're spirit guide ever? I know. Freaking useless. Let's see if we can make a pick or something. Worst workbench ever. I do like filling my water bottle. It's very satisfying. Can I, like, teleport here? No recipes or actions currently. Well, I must be missing something really obvious. Ooh, hello. A thorntail pod. Let's gather some things. Sandstone, okay. Seems like there's no indication of the quarry. Yes. Yes. There's a tree. Which I guess is telling me where the tree is with the water source. So how do I see... I can see the map, but it doesn't give me any indication on here. I mean... Journal. Now, I'm not the best at paying attention, obviously. You'll be ready soon. Let me tell you about the world. Get away from here. Hello, can you hear me? I could use some assistance. I don't know how I got here. Can you get me out of this rubble? Okay. Fill water from the spring. Sun's heat is quite intense. This is ADHD friendly, but the fact that there's like a list of things that you may have not paid attention to. Not sure how I made it out of here, but I think you'll be better off sheltering here for a while. You may be able to put something together with a stone and deadfall around. You need a workbench and sickle to get enough wood for a shelter. Aha. I haven't made a shelter. That sickle should make breaking down dead plants and trees a bit better. Things look very rough around here. Why I can't remember what happened. You may be here longer than I anticipated. We should set something up more sustainable. If you can craft a spade, there should be some seeds in the soil and dunes nearby. Dune grass, a fast-growing, grainy plant with edible seeds. It's also known for ability to revitalise sandy soils and used as a polishing medium. Plants need care. Make sure they're watered. I believe there are a few more resources that can be gathered easily nearby if you're feeling up to it. Make sure to fill your water bottle before heading out. Rain bloom cactus still survives in this area. Bloom in this rare event of a desert rainstorm. When a clever traveller won't... Okay, fine. Fruit is prized. Next to search for is copper. Of all the base metals, its magical properties are the easiest to manifest. I'm surprised you're somewhere so dangerous without protective amulet or mirror for your own. Equip your spade and dig up copper. I feel like this is the thing that's glowing. Like, what about these pieces? Oh, I'm like, the ground is going down. I'm terrified. Oh, I found some. Yay. I am a pro gamer. Look at it. We're like terraforming. Okay. Interesting. Okay. You should be able to channel the mana within yourself into light. Okay. Channel the mana within yourself into light to ward off danger. I think I could easily miss something with these little written messages. Am I... Okay. So it's highlighted this to tell me to use it, I guess. Copper mirror. Okay. So now I have a copper mirror. A light ray. Oh. What does that do? Gear. How do I see it? I want to make a lean-to. Near the water, near the workbench, I guess. Here. Ah, yay! Interact. Rest until dusk. Sit and rest a while. While resting, you recover health faster. If all players are resting, time will progress more quickly. Do a backflip. Hello, Kalendros. Seems odd there's no indication. Yeah, that was... Yes. Fortunately, yes, we read through everything. Oh, dusk is very pretty. You look well rested. Come out and have a look at the plants. I was worried with the state of things, plants might not be able to create essence, but it seems these worries were unfounded. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. What are you... Doesn't want to speak to me. Walk near and you can feel your connection to the world grow stronger. Okay. So... What do I want to do next? Okay. Collect 16 essence from plants. Water-thirsty plants for more essence. So I guess we'll just go around watering stuff. Okay. It is fun. I didn't expect to be making the earth a different shape, I guess. Take the seed. It's definitely different. Ooh, what the frick is this? Hello? A welcoming ghost. Listen to a story. With a small gift, you can encourage the ghost to share a tale of the world that was. Requirements essence. Oh, welcome, young one. It is heartening to see you. I see Naya's spark reflected in your eyes, but let me help where I can. Okay, sure. Ancient wisdom acquired 1. Press M to view your memories. Okay. Speak with a ghost, press M to view your memories. Handcrafts. Okay, so we have to remember how to make stuff. It's a bit like Valheim. Learn to construct the basics from wood and fibre, including storage decorations and a compost bin. Storage decoration and a compost bin, okay. Handcrafts. So we learnt adornments. Oh no, we haven't learnt those. We learnt handcrafts. We need more memories to craft other things. Costumes. I have a favour to ask if you'd be so kind. Could you investigate what that spirit saw? Learn how to mark important locations using your map or tab. Could you have a... Okay, it's helping with that. Map. How do I get to my map tab? Learn to mark important locations. You should see a marker in your compass. Now be careful as you leave this oasis. Okay, there's something out there, go find it. Break the magic circle surrounding this oasis to investigate the ominously glowing structure outside. Travelling at night is safer, don't go unprepared. Keep an eye on the rain bloom cacti. Don't stay out too long. I guess we might shine a light on it or something. Keep to the shade, don't go swimming in the ocean. Never. Don't forget your mirror. Okay, just have to keep drinking constantly. Water all the things. I wish plants had a water bar IRL. Me too. Oh. Brondo's got what plants crave. It's got electrolytes. Okay. I think these little things you can put in, like, soil that, like, give you, like, an indicator. And those little, like, thingies. What did you get, Molnir? Okay. So, have we dealt with all the cactuses? Cacti? And what is this situation? Let's just make sure we fill. Why? Dead. Okay. Okay, let's gather things and see if there's anything that we can craft. First. We'll just go around and do a bit of a sweep round. Make sure that we've watered the things that we can do. Before we venture out. Seems kind of smart. And I guess we use the lean-to to wait till nighttime. Although nighttime is kind of gorgeous. Get the seeds. It's very chill so far. Okay. Yeah, I wonder how deep I can dig. Interesting. I think that's it. You can make a divot. Interesting. What is this? Alive? Shrub? Can I water you? Nope. I can break you. Okay. We can water you, maybe? Okay. Alright, what's this over here? Is it telling me I can travel out now? Okay. Alright, so we have some food in these little cactusy things. We have some materials. Let's make sure our water is full. Let's drink it. Let's eat the thingy. Okay. And then let's... What do we want to head towards? I guess that? It's glowing. This kind of cart thing. Just a big shrub, yeah. Break circle. Ah. Ah. Multiplayer is now available. Strange voice, I think that's it. Oh my. Wraiths. Are you afraid of the light? Are you afraid? What if I put the light away? Are you afraid of me? Are you afraid of me? You are. Hello. Hello, Fighting Iron. Oh, it's dark, isn't it? Nighttime. Interact with a strange object. Find the ominous crystal structure and interact with the blue shard beneath it. It is a red shard. But I'm going in. Imprisoned spirit. Mirror reflect. Acquired. Oh. Oh, oh. What are you doing? Excuse me. I am a teeny tiny lady and I'm very friendly. Can I just get in the way? No, no. Why are you antagonizing me? Stop. Cease and desist. Can I use my mirror? Why? Excuse me. Spirit guide. This is not what I... That's not what I expected. Hello. There is a giant laser freak trying to antagonize me. So I'm sorry for whatever I did. I apologize. Fight 9 made me do it. It's his fault. Sorry about that. Spirit friendo. Hi. Okay, I need to get some more essence. Alright. Well, that was... I don't know what I was supposed to do with that. Okay. Oh, right-click for reflect, which bounces enemy projectiles back at the attacker. Okay. Oh, it's a bit like our Kenner thingy. Reflect the projectile back as it's source to defeat the outpost. Okay. Do it. Go on. Do it. I'm ready. Excuse me, I like super deflected that at you. Yeah, Mother Hubbard. Yes. Flee it. I got flee it. I got flee it. You freed a shard of spirit from the crystal structure. Head back to the oasis and return it to the spirit guide. Okay. Return the shard you received from the tower to the friendly spirit at your garden. I mean, I wouldn't call it a garden yet or anything. You know what I mean? Ooh. Oh, am I getting distracted? Am I lost already? A squirrel. There's our spirit friendo, right? Doing. You are not excused. Do everything ever is my fault. That's it. You see, I just sensed that. Max. Spirit friendo. I have returned. Oh, you're so excited. Return the shard. Talk. Thank you. This was a piece of me. My name is Vidius. I was once a spirit of knowledge, a guide to many. But it seems I've been shattered, broken, and spread across the land. I now understand how incomplete I am. You have been incredibly generous in helping me so far. I offer you what knowledge I remember in return. Speak with me if you wish to learn more, and perhaps if you feel up to more adventure in finding pieces of me. Okay. I'm ready for adventure. Get out and find pieces of video so you can piece together what's happened in this world. Thank you for your help with this. You're too kind. It's true. Find the sources of the red comet and clear out the remainder of the wraith outposts. Return the shards found under the outpost to Vidius. If you follow the red meteors to the okay, that was too quick. I suspect other parts are being used in the same way. Food sources. If you're looking for a more sustainable source of food, amaranth once grew abundantly here. If you find a fresh enough seed, bring it back and it should grow even in sandy soils. Do we have any amaranth seed? Rainbloom fruit, sunburst, thorntail. Okay. Alright. Cliffs sure look tall. Climbing cliffs is a great way to get a feel for your surroundings. Okay. Alright. Try climbing. I want to see if you spot anything interesting. Okay. So we're looking for amaranth seeds, and we're going to do stuff with the red comet thingies. Okay. Well, there were some buildings over here. Let's go have a look. It's kind of different, isn't it? Recipe locked. Restore this plant's expended strength, removing the tired or exhausted status. Plants have exhausted status, apparently. Interesting. Is that another person? Ooh, I see a box. Ancient chest. copper. I got a key. Oh. What was that? An ancestral lily flower. Colourful flowers beloved by the ancients, known to be easily bred into new colourful cultivars. Runic key. A faintly magical key carved with sigils can be used to open a sealed chest. And we have some copper. I guess if you're like doing your outfit. Left shift to climb walls. Ah. Shift to climb instead of spacebar. Careful not to fall off. Got you, home slice. Oh, there's something flying around here. Are you friendly? Spirit data? Goodness. Invite home! It would follow you to a place full of growing things. Requires discovery, animal empathy. I can make friends. Ooh. You're so cute, little fluff. Should I mark you? Is it already on there? What is that? Spirit data. Show on compass. Okay, so I don't have to mark its location. Climb a cliff and look around. We could go climb this. What a pretty little friendo. It is cute, yeah. Should we see if we can climb this? Okay, shift to climb. It's the opposite in Conan. I have my like release bound to shift. That's going to be interesting for my muscle memory. Animal friendos, yeah. So I don't seem to have a stamina bar. Saving. I see a big, like, dome thing over there. I see some structures. I assume there's loot in them. I don't think shift is doing anything to increase my speed. I think it's just run anyway. You can jump and then you can kind of catch on. Ooh, the sun is coming up. I did think about playing Only Up today. I've been kind of watching it a bunch. Maybe I will play it at some point. Alright. I mean, where should we go look? What is that? Harsh sun, you lose water more quickly in direct sunlight. Seek shade when you can. So can I just quickly make, like... Can I make, like, a workbench quickly? Like, how do I do that? Yes, I can. So I could just do a workbench here. And then I could do... Oh, poultice. Infusion. Root beard mushroom. What is this? A herbal mash that reduces pain and encourages healing. Why not? Tools. I can't make any more tools. So what about my little lean-to? How do I make a lean-to quickly? C. Aha. Ah. We should try and build something, shouldn't we? I wonder if I can dismantle it as well. Rest until dusk, sit a while. While resting, you recover health faster. You can only sleep afternoon or after midnight, okay? Oh, deconstruct. Oh, nice, okay. So I can just carry the mats with me. Scenery is great. Yeah, it's cute. Hello, Dirge. How are you doing? Can I deconstruct it? How do I deconstruct you? Is it not possible? Not the end of the world. Okay, I can grab on with shift and get let go with shift. Okay, that works. Okay, let's drink some water. Q to drink. Let's eat a snack. So let's do some building, like buildable bits next to our tree, which is marked on the HUD over here. First, just to kind of get through like basics. Pasta check. Okay. How are you doing, Terrasec? Ooh. There's a little whirlwind situation, tornado or whatever. This is going to be one of those moments where I'm like, I wonder what happens. Maybe nothing. Tumbleweed. Hello, sir. Are you, like, dangerous? Are you gonna, like, ruin my crops and stuff? I don't think so. Okay, let's go back to the tree area. We'll just do some... We'll see what... Like, test out the crafting things. Doing good, thanks for asking. Good, good, good. Oh, I see a little cactus thingy. Okay. That is the kind of planting I like. Just grows immediately. Okay, so we have a little lean-to and our workbench. Let's make the other things. Oh, how do I revive it? Recipe locked requires Song of Rebirth. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't try and dig everything up. Compost bin. Just to make all the things. Storage basket. Planter. I need some fertilizer. Path. Interact. You can make it into a stone path. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Compost bin. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How do I polish the copper? I don't remember. Wait, let me take that out. Do. I'm thirsty. How did I polish the copper? Was it with the friendo here? So these are things I've completed. We're gonna go to the red meteors. Okay. All right. bet I can get more copper then, can I? I wonder. I see a thing coming up from over there. I don't know how to get over there. Let's go and investigate over there. I'm interested. Is my water full? 29. Let's make sure it's full before we head out. Game looks fun. Have you tried the new Valheim update? I haven't yet, no. Oh, there's a wraith. What are you doing here? Excuse me. It's like daytime and stuff. Fudge. I bet we could... Can we kill him? Do you like try and destruct stuff? Deconstruct stuff? He's like afraid of me, which is kind of cool. Haven't tried the update yet on the PCB. I'm going to wait till it's on the main version of the game this time. But this is a demo available on Steam. Wow, my water goes down a lot when I drink from it. So I need to make sure I fill it, drink, and then fill it again before I leave. I don't know what this is over here. Looks chill. This game looks very chill, yeah. Definitely. Yep, tornado. Oh, it did hurt. It did hurt me. Okay. We're supposed to like make a really nice garden and things like that, and like revitalize the desert, which is kind of exciting. I like the idea of that. So we can climb hills. Is that it's like a sand waterfall or like? Sandfall, I don't know. Or is it water? I'm probably going to die up here because it's like red and looks kind of dodgy. Let's give it a go though. Let go shift. Okay, I don't have to hold shift. I just have to tap it. So, okay. Like Conan with space. Ba-da-dum-bum-bum. Guess we have to earn the ability to go in here. I'm going to take damage now, am I? Nope. Clear out the remainder of the wraith outposts and bring Vidya's pieces back to them. Find the sources of the red comets and clear out the remainder. The wraith outposts, okay. Well, we can't get in there. So I guess we'll just go to places where the beams are. Da-da-dum-ba-dum. But let's go back to our tree initially because we're going to need water. Oh god. So yeah. It is not Conan. You can grab on as you go down. You 4-player co-op, Varun. Yeah. No stamina. No stam. Yep. Yeah. You can play with other people. I want to see what you can, like, build. You know, I want to see if you can make some nice houses and things. But, it's like, I like the idea of this kind of, you know, planting and, you know, farming and things like that. Right, it's safer at this time of day. Let's go back to our tree, fill our water. We'll go and kill some comet thingies. Does that mean I can water you? Yes, I can. I water these. Interesting. Right, here we go. So let's drink first. And then fill our water. And then we'll go get Vidyas's stuff from the comets. And then they marked on the map. Wraith outpost. Okay, we'll go to that. Over there, okay. Got you, home slice. It's not Conan. Yeah, it's not Conan. I'm like, can I jump off the side and then grab on? And the game's like, not really. The game's like, this is not the same game. Yeah, you definitely want to be able to mark stuff on your HUD. So was that where we're supposed to go? Excuse me, yawning chat. It's very warm in here. Is that the place? Clear out the remainder of the wraith outposts. Hmm. Do. I love being able to jump this high though, it's cool. It's quite a good idea really, just creating one androgynous character and then letting you just like decorate them however you want, you know. There's Aurora Borealis in the sky. So how far away is it that then? Temple of Naya? Well, we went over there and I was like, nah, that's not it. But apparently that is it. What? Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Squirrel? Okay. Got scared. I thought we were stuck. I don't know if there's an unstuck button. Hmm. Yeah, the fact that you can climb infinitely with no stam is kind of cool. Can I eat while I'm climbing? Yes, I can. Well, that's always nice. Oh, it tells me the time of day on my HUD as well. So this is where we want to go. What about my copper mirror? Ah. Hmm. Find the sources of the red comets and clear out the rainbow. I mean... I don't know. Should we be going to where the comets are? Maybe this is like the final thing to do or something. Let's climb up here and see what we can see. I'll have to do a bit of a jump and then shift. I wonder if I can rebind climb to spacebar and make it like Conan. You know what I mean? We could go to where those comets are coming from. Mm-hmm. Should we go over there? God, climb. Can I like switch to you? God, I feel like we're going to get trapped between rocks, but it doesn't seem to be happening, which is lucky. Alright, let's go over here. I need to master, like, getting down. Okay. 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 Bastard. Hello, Forig. How are you doing today? I wonder if there's copper or something over here. So we've got to deflect the light beam in the center of this thing. It's going to attack us. Ooh, is that like an ore I can dig up or something? Okay. Oh god. Am I dying? Uh-oh. Kill the wraith. Yay! We did the thing. Can I kill him? Who is shooting me now? Hello? I'm confused. What are you? Imprisoned spirit. Oh no. What is happening? I'm kind of confused. Yeah, these are all like imprisoned spirits. Who is attacking me? Was it the wraith? I don't know what's going on here. Was it him? Haha. You stink. I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. Yes, Anna, we know. Thank you. Okay. I don't quite understand who's attacking me. Oh, my health is kind of low. Is it these things? Can't hit them. Let's just not stand still. So I guess we got a thingy. Maybe we should leave. Oh god. Didn't mean it. I apologize. I didn't do anything. Oh, my health is quite low. Can I have this thing here. Apply. Oh, my health is going up. Good job I made that. Let's see if there's any cool stuff in here and then we'll go to other places. That was kind of fun. I don't know what happens when we die, or if we lose the stuff in our inventories. Or what? Oh. So one of these teleporty places. Chrysanthemum gate is broken. Oh, there's the stairs. Oh. Quite like to live on one of these. Oh, there's a box. What'd I get? Ancient. Oh, we got amaranth grain. Yes, we need that. I can't remember what we're for. Terrible memory. This is super cute. How does this go? Ba-da-dum-bum. Do we live in one of these? I bet we can build in this or something. Maybe this is the building, like... Maybe you just set up in one of these little houses for shelter. Do-do-do-do. And there's a teleporter downstairs. Or umbrella fungus. Can I water you, friend? I can. Interact. Oh. That's kind of cute. Portable shade. Yeah. Interesting. Cute. Can leave it. Can I grow another one? Will you grow back, buddy? Interesting. That's kind of cool. So where am I? Here. What does it say? Temple of Naya. Nope, that's that. Can I move the map? Nope. Yes, I can. So what is this marking here? Chrysanthemum Gates. Okay. Okay. So cute. Durability 94%. Is it going to wear out from using it? Mary Poppins! Yeah! Oh my god! Wait a second. Can I float with it? Oh god. Are we going to do this? Chat! I am Mary Poppins in a game now. I love hearing Anna's gaps of wonder. That's so cool. I love that. Hello, Nikki. It is fun. Butt Spot's like well into it. But yeah. How do I hide my HUD? I want to take a picture. Controls. How do I... Maybe there isn't a way to hide the HUD. I don't know. Oh, it's so cute. Look at it with the little cute hair. Oh, I like it. Whee! I love it. I was like, oh, an umbrella. I don't think it's going to rain much. And then Stubber was like, shade. And I was like, oh, yeah, good point. And then you were like, Mary Poppins. I was like, it's so cool. Dead amaranth. Wait, can I can't pour the water. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Dead giant amaranth. Wait, where did my umbrella friendo go? Is it in my... He better not have left me. Umbrella friendo. Where did it go? Is it lost? Chat. Where's my umbrella? Squirrel. No, I have to get another one now. I don't know where it went to. Wait, did I drop it on the floor? Plant fibers. So I guess they're dead because I can't water them. Yeah. Interesting. Reminds you of Breath of the Wild, but different. Okay, we have to get another one of those things, chat, because it was freaking epic. And we have to protect it and try and take it home. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Doing. Okay, up the stairs we go. Doink. Doink. Okay, gimme. Gimme, my friend. This is such a cute little house. I love it. Every time I see one of these places, then I'm going to hope that this umbrella plant's upstairs. I kind of want to take all of them with me, though. You see, that would make a nice little bedroom. Obviously, you want to be able to make your own house and make something a bit kind of interesting. Friendo. Oh, 85? Why are you 85? I don't think they need any water. Interact. I want another one, chat. Squirrel. Maybe it means that the third one will grow back. I don't know what happened to ours, though. It's kind of suboptimal. Oh, it's there! Excellent. I freaking love that. Okay, we need to go to the other things. What is my water status? Oh, it's kind of low. Okay, now we definitely have to go back to our tree. Yay! Oh, it's so cute. I love it. Ah, we're so graceful. Oh. 76 durability. I put it away. Does it go down just as I'm running? Yes. Okay. So we'll save it for like when we need it. I wonder if I can have a couple of them on me. Do. We should check out all these buildings though, because there might be a chest with like treasure in all of them. Kind of enjoying myself, chat. It's very like, I just love how chill it is, you know. Oh. Oh, yeah, chest. What do we got? Dry amaranth grain. Sorry, but I just, you know, if you can just jump off the building, why would you ever like walk? Alright, to the tree, friendo. I don't think we've checked this one. Doing. Yes. Gimme. And we'll do the thing with the amaranth that we were supposed to. I forget what we had to do. What was that? A survival scroll. Survival memory acquired. Okay, so we've got to make sure we open all these chests. Can I, like, stack these? No. One of them is for a quest. Maybe that's why it's like... What is this? Oh, we got to get back. Because of the water. Situation. Oh dear. Maybe we need to use our... umbrella. Will that stop our water from going down? Oh, we're losing life. Oh dear. Do I have anything I can eat? I don't think so. Oh, I better not freaking lose my shiznits. Quick. I think we're about to find out what happens when we get dieded. Well, we have a bunch of health. It's just that our water and our food are basically out. So I assume we're going to start losing life soon. Or we're already losing it, yeah, little bits. Da, 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 bum. I don't know if this this thing is helping us at all here. No, I don't think so. Not at this stage. We'll lose life quite slowly, I suppose, or health. So we should be able to get back in time. What are you all up to? Are you excited about the Conan update this week? Are you hyped? Are you excited about the Hilda's quest on Valheim? Have you had a look on the PTB? I did think about playing on the PTB to like test it out. I might still do. I don't know when it's actually hitting the live on Valheim. Da, 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 da. There's our water. We're okay. You have a decent amount of grace period. We need food. Can I don't have any water for you, my dear. So you better like harvest a bunch of stuff if you're going to go further than we went. Let's get some water. Get that seed planted. I need to eat, my dude. I need to go to a cactus. I really want to like chat with you, sir, but can I like... Where are the cactus friendos? What about sleeping? Will that restore my health? I think it will. Is that a smart thing to do? You can only sleep afternoon or after midnight. Oh, jump scare. Sir, could you... Listen, I'm kind of busy right now. Oh, drink. That would help, wouldn't it? I don't seem to be able to get any more of that. Let's just plant the thingy. I might be able to make some healing stuff. Talk. Thank you again. Remember more. Your spade can shape the land in addition to digging up seeds. Okay. Digging a trench to let water flow can help you expand your spring. Ooh, okay. In ages past, children would skate down sandy dunes and snowy hills. Okay. Given how much the sand has covered this area, may be worth practicing. Ah. Okay. But I need food. So can we do something with this frickin' amaranth stuff? What do I do with it? Plant it. I can eat it! Okay. Just for emergencies. Plant? Okay. Can only plant in soil. Okay, this is soil. Excellent. Be sure it has enough water to grow. And soon you'll have even more to eat and plant. Okay, let's plant the rest of them. Right, click on that. Ah, that's a grain. Starchy grain that grows into plants. Can I not grow it? Sing for growth! Requires song of growth. Oh my god. Soon I'll be able to sing to make things grow quicker. But I have things in my backpack. I don't have the thingy around it. Set as a quick item. Okay. I can... Is it just food? Okay, it's like the fruit. Okay, let's eat it then. Okay. So it's just something I can eat. Fine. Health is going up. Dark One Gaming, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the raids. Welcome in, raiders. Thank you for being here. Sorry my back from saying that you got water, but didn't drink. Yes, I did forget. Finished the new system shop recently. It was great. I was having a look at that Forig, actually. This evening I was planning to make sure my legendaries repaired, ended up helping other players with stuff. Nice. War. Seems pretty forgiving. Yeah. Thank you, Starbird. Okay, we planted the amaranth thing. Explore faster methods of transportation. Find a sloped sand dune. Press left shift to skate down a dune. Oh god. Can I do the other thing first? What is this here? Can I I don't need to water it. So we got a little bit of food. We got a thing full of water. Let's go to another thingy. Gather some more bits for videos. Can I track a different thing? How do I track something else? Is what I would like to know. There. Pin quest. That's it. Yeah, let's finish that first. Find the sources of the red comets. Yeah. So let's go to this one. Clear out the range of the wraiths. Yeah. Clear out the range of the wraiths. Yeah. So is there anything here that I didn't see that we could stealerize? I mean, you know, like borrow and stuff. No? Been a while. Thought you'd say hi. Well, welcome, welcome. Ooh, something good over here to pick up. I think I must have played Fortnite like once, maybe twice, like when it very first came out. I don't think I've even looked at it since. How was the fork knife? Ooh, is this a different person or the same person? Hi. Listen to a story. A child? How strange. It has been a long time since I've seen a child. Oh, we're a child, apparently. My memory is not what it once was, but I'll let you know what I can. I'm sure there are others who would help you too. Okay. Yes. Is that it? It was a good chat. Cool. That was helpful. Did we learn anything? Bum 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 ba-dum bum bum ba-dum. Is there any chest in here? Nope. Still got some durability on my floaty thing. I feel like there should be things I can loot from these little places, but I don't know. We'll get another piece for Vidias. We need 2 more. And then I think we'll learn how to, like, skateboard or something. Can I run and look at stuff at the same time? No, I can't. Do 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 do. Ba ba bum ba dum bum bum ba dum. Do 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 do. Music is lovely. Ooh, I get it. Ooh, hello. This is just dead amaranth. I don't know what the purpose of, like, hacking that up is. Apart from just getting branches. Maybe we should keep it so that we can revive it later. I will leave one there. Hopefully we'll get more seeds, though, with the one that we've grown. Okay. Where are they going? This way. There it is. I bet there's something up there. Loot-wise. It's a lot of yeeting potential. Yes. Yeah, when I played it, it was like before all the building and well, it wasn't before the building. Obviously, the building was always in it. But before the building changed, I guess. Thorntail. Uh-huh. Does that mean I discovered it? I'm not going to give you water, my friend, because I need the water. Ba-da-da-ba-bum. So my water's going to go down faster because it's coming to daytime. It's 5:59 in the morning. What about this? I guess we should save it for when we're like in a fix. Ooh, hello. Gimme. Maybe some more amaranth seeds. Dry rainbow fruit. Ooh. What is that? Sandstone. So I can eat that, right? Okay, so that gives me 8 food minus 6 in water. Minus 6 in water or dehydration? And 2. This gives you minus 8. I think I should... So does it make me thirstier? 6 food. 8 food. Let's eat that then. Sounds like it does, yeah. Right, let's get ready with our mirror friendo. Hello, freak. Oh, hello. Yep. Hello. Completed learning to sandskate. Excellent form. Wait, how did I learn to sandskate? Oh, press shift. Cool. I didn't even know I was doing that. Okay. I just run and then press. Right, can I kill you? Because you look like a fudge. Give me your bones, son of a gun. Screw you. Frozen essence. Come here, freak. So they were running away from us earlier, weren't they? Who is attacking me, though? Is it those, like, plant things, I wonder? Okay, well, we got another piece of Vidius. We've got to return the shards to him. I don't know if we can, like... There's nothing I can do with this. Maybe it's just the area. Let's get out of here. I guess we'll go up there. Leave me alone. It was nice to be here, but I need to get some sleep before work. Have a great night. All right, lovely. Have a good rest. Thanks for hanging out. What is this? Sandstone. Okay. Oops. Do. I think they've got the lighting really kind of perfect in here. Is there no, like, chest for me and stuff? Apparently not. Can I, like, parkour down? Yeah. Oh, it does have, like, a symbol of, like, the different effects I've got. So I've got sun. So in which direction is... I don't know where all the other things are. The comets. Let's go up there, shall we? So if I put my umbrella up, okay, it takes away the sun debuff, which means my food and water won't go down as quickly. Okay, it's kind of cool. It's nice to be here with you, but I butt to get some butt before butt. Yeah, you always need to get some butt before butt, definitely. Oh, I see a thingy, actually, a comment over there. There's a very tall tower over there. Right, let's do some climbing. Do. What is up here? Let's drink some water. Water goes down very, like, a lot. So maybe we should keep these ones so we can revive them. Grove Temple discovered. Give me some loot. Okay, so in here there's another one of these teleporty things we haven't worked out how to use yet. Primrose Gate. Wait, I saw a chest. You're hungry. Press B to open inventory and eat some food. I'm good, friend. -6 in 30. Yeah, it does make us thirsty when we eat. That's kind of cheeky. Ah, there's the box. Put spot, I know. Squeaky Zena. How you doing, Fluffy? We used a runic key to open it. We got amber, spiritual scroll, copper so we can learn the thing. Spiritual scroll. Read it. Okay. Spiritual memory, 2 of 4. Nice. I love it. Right, now we need to go to another one of those comet thingies. It's kind of satisfying and very, like, I'm enjoying it. It's very chill. Da-da-dum-da-dum-dum-dum. Whilst climbing, I probably shouldn't have this out because it doesn't help me. Ba-da-dum-da-dum. These are obviously just decoration. I feel like there should be some kind of reward for it, though. Whee! It's cool. I like it. What's in here? Amaranth grain. Nice. Copper. Cool. Okay, over here. We'll save our little umbrella in case we kind of get into trouble. Maybe for the way back. We need like either a bigger water source or I don't know, or an umbrella that gives us kind of protection that doesn't, I guess, I don't know, run out as much. I don't know. Maybe we just use this because we've only got one more gulp of water. And it does go down quite quickly. And I guess we certainly don't eat until we really need to because it uses up our water. Bedtime for me, working 7 hours. Goodness me. Good night, Kevin. Sleep well. Bum 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 ba-dum bum. Bum ba-dum bum. Oh my word. The fudge are you, sir? Sir? Sir, go away. Sir, you're kind of scary. Dude. There we go. Yeah, you can't do it too early. Oof. Can't do it too early. Let's just get the thing and get out of here. Go away from me. You big scary freak. Do we try and fight him? Sir? I feel like he might have some great rewards if we kill him. Ah, you big freak. She's just a kid, apparently. So stop it. Come on now. Yes. Oh yeah, let's get the hell out of here. Still don't know who is attacking me. Let's get it home. We got all the things we need from the outposts, and then we'll just examine what we got. Whew. That was worth fighting him. Whew. Do 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 do. Da, da, da. So from... Ooh, what is that? Squirrel. From like midday, we can place a lean-to and sleep till dusk or rest till dusk. I think... I think we just got injured by a... What are they called? Tumbleweed. What is this? Friend or foe? Hello? It kind of looks a bit like a... Oh, a sunsdell. Here we go. Here were once green fields under a gentle sun. Quiet secrets. Oh. Interesting. Right. To the tree. To Vidius. It's kind of cool. Bum bum ba-dum bum bum. Da 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 dum. Oh, I can slide, of course. Do I go faster? I don't know. I guess if I go downhill, maybe. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum. I don't feel like my tools have any durability, which is kind of cool. Oh, yeah. I guess speed is going to save our butts, isn't it? At some point. That is kind of cool. Zoomies, yes. All right, then, keep your secrets. Yes. Oh, yeah. The mouse controls the direction. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Can't really skid uphill. Yeah, so maybe instead of using the umbrella, I should just use the little lean-to. Make sure I have like the mats on me for it. Right, we're home. All right, fella. Wait. What did I press? Cancel. Hello, fella. Okay, offered the things. Amazing. I remember our masters of medicine and our spiritual leaders. But here, look, I've got more for you. I remember now. Something is very wrong with the world. Are there any ways to make medicine? We need to find... Oh, your workbench should make an adequate workplace. Okay. See what he says before I click anything else. I'm having trouble finding ghosts. Is there a better way? With that copy, we can build a better way to locate lost spirits. Oh, there's a wraith over there. Look at him lurking in the back. Okay. So I think it's quite possible to regularly, like, lose, you know, miss things when you're, like, you don't know whether you're supposed to click or not. Aha, Naya is the goddess of water. She'll be sure to know what's going on here. Okay, we need to find Naya. Her temple should be where those comets were heading. Be sure to bring an offering. She loved acorns. We need to help her fix this. Naya is the goddess of water. You're too kind. If you follow the red meteors to their origins, I suspect we'll find more of those towers. I suspect other parts are being used in the same way. Be prepared to face resistance in freeing those parts of me. Remember, something's very wrong with the world. Okay. Find an acorn buried in a nearby forest. Yeah, we would have missed that if we hadn't looked this back up again. Find an acorn buried in a nearby forest. Okay. So do I have another amaranth thing? I do. I have two of them. The other one is growing. How far? It doesn't have to, it can be quite close to that, I guess. And then I can water it. How is your water, friend? Okay. Let's get the other one. And water that. Ooh, I'm excited about that. Craft an ancestral altar. To begin locating spirits of the past. So let's choose something to like follow. So we did Vidius. So these are the things we've done, right? Completed. Oh no, these are the things we've done. Crafting medicine. Spirit Delta mourns the loss of its living forest. Perhaps it would be interested in yours. You're supposed to get an acorn. Press to dig a trench. Press Q to smooth terrain. Dig a trench to let water flow can expand your spring. I wonder if we can get it to flow towards the amaranth plants. Was that? Look at that wraith over there. Why are you running away from me? Are you afraid? Okay. Let's let's not get too distracted. I don't know if this is going to work. Let's drink. Okay. Need to eat as well. I don't know what we're going to do with this. Maybe that branch is kind of in the way. Okay, well, I don't want to mess up this whole area. So I want to track. The thing about the acorn. Find an acorn. Pin quest. There we go. Find an acorn to offer Naya in search of help. Find an acorn buried in a nearby forest. Well, there's a forest here. Can we sleep? What time is it? 6 a.m. Can't sleep till noon. I don't know if I've checked this building over here. Let's go check that. Gonna leave these plants. I don't know if I can revive them. Yep, we have been in this one. Okay, so dig up an acorn. Are these dead trees? Am I like barking at the wrong tree, so to speak? Buried in a nearby forest. I mean, this is a forest. It's a dead tree. I don't have any like particular method here. June grass seed. Maybe I should go for these like glowy bits. Ooh, blocked spring. Discovery wellstones required. Okay. Oh, bollocks! Jump scared the frick out of me. Oh my word, my heart. Oh my goodness. I would love to be able to like run the spring to like this forest and revive it. That'd be kind of cool. Wood. Okay, so maybe it's telling me where to dig. Yeah, dune grass seed, rather than just like digging randomly. Ancient acorn, yes. Okay, that's kind of cool. Wood. Okay, so that's good. Let's just dig where it tells us to dig. Any more acorns, maybe? Ancestral lily. Ancestral lily flower. Cool. I don't know, chat. It's kind of fun, really. I'm enjoying this. You know what I mean? I don't know how the late game feels, but so far. Hello, Trap. How are you, lovely? Comment ça va? Oh, we got another one. We got another acorn. Good. I saw very, very briefly. I saw like the beginning of your stream the other day, and I was like eating. I was like, oh, I'll say hello properly in a minute, and then the stream was over. And I was like, and then, you know, threw myself on the ground dramatically like a child. You know what I mean? Hope you're keeping well. Hope his life is being good to you. You know, miss you, mate. Mutton activated. Mutton is activated. Le trap. Le mouton. So good to see you. So do we take our... We gotta go to Naya's temple? Oh, goodness me. Where is Naya's temple, then? Temple of Naya. Okay. Show on compass. Okay, so that's where we went before, isn't it? Naya's temple is the tigery thing. Okay. Nice. Do. Your message wasn't posted... Ah. Oh. Interessante. Did you miss... Was there an advert? Did you miss what I was saying? Oh no, we're taking damage. Uh-oh. Drink. Quick. Let's get a little umbrella out. Yeah, the auto mod settings are kind of tough. Yeah. If you missed everything I said, what was I saying? I said I popped in and then I was like, oh, I'm just gonna eat my dinner and then I'll say hello to you. And then then you were like, you were done already. So I was like, no. And then I like cried dramatically and stuff like that. Yes, like a child. Yeah. So it was good to see you anyway. Oh, how are you doing, etc., etc. Miss you, all that stuff. Right, we've got to get up here. I love my little umbrella friendo. We're going to be running out of water pretty quickly. Maybe Naya can hook us up with some water. Don't spend much time on Twitch. Yeah, you're streaming. Miss you too, but you're streaming, so no excuse. No excuse for what? I'm always streaming. to be honest. I mean, I don't stream on time anymore. Am I right, chat? It's more like chat. At some point today, there will be a stream. Just bear with. Especially while like there's been this ridiculous heat wave, which you're entirely like unprepared for in this country. Oh, we haven't been in here because there was a thing around it. Have you tried drinking less, Anna? That will save some water. You don't have any use for another mod, do you, chap? You gotta take him off my hands. You know what I mean? Come back to streaming. Take Calendros off, man. Seriously, you gotta take him. Gotta take him. Anyway. Turd wallet. The turd wallet tree. Turd wallet tree. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Much valued person. Also, screw you, Calendros. Oh, we use a runic key. Amber. Rock crystal. What happened over here? Scroll. We can learn some things. This is such a cozy game. I just like just found it today randomly on... I found it on a key site and I was like, oh, if it's a demo, I bet I can just like get it. So anybody can play it on Steam. Can I climb here? And also that tumbleweed is going to hurt me. Chat, am I trapped? Okay, no, I'm fine. I'm just being dramatic. Can I climb this? Hello? It's shift to like catch on. Chat, I might be stuck. Uh-oh. 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 Can I climb here? Oh, I'm taking damage. Uh-oh. Chat. We might be in trouble. Let's eat that. Eat, Q. Oh, it makes me thirsty, though. Oh. Am I stuck here? Listen, tumbleweed, you better not attack me. How do I get out of this? Can I jump here? Why don't I climb? Squirrel. Chat. Chat. This is not good. Listen, I came with an acorn. I'm like stuck in here. I fell off and now it won't let me climb out of the side. Oh, balls. We're gonna get dyed. Look, our water's really low. This is bad, friendos. Squirrel. I know, no climbing allowed. What about my little friend? No, we're stuck. Can I get up here and then float down with my little umbrella? Nope. This is bad news bears. Developers, help. Hello, if you're watching. What do I do? Should we relog? I'm stuck. That's like a blocked off area. Oh, chat. This is bad. Can you walk up that crooked one near the red border? Walk up it. Mm-mm. Can you not climb the black pillars? Nope. No, I don't know why it won't let me attach. No. This is a problem, isn't it? Well, we'll die soon. Okay, we did it, we did it, we did it. Oi, oi, oi. Honestly, I'm less concerned with dying than, what do we do? If I eat that, I will be too thirsty. We're just going to have to bring the acorn to the temple. We're going to... I mean, we have a lot of health. At least we're out. That's one thing. I was concerned if we died there, we wouldn't be able to get our stuff back. I don't know what happens when we die. Is this the temple? Yes, there's a big thingy above it. Let's just try and do the thing. Oh, there's an oak tree. Hello? Here's oak tree. I gotta bring you water. I don't have any water for myself, my dude. Altar. Pray. I pray for water, honestly. Behind you! Uh-oh. No, sir, listen, I am a very thirsty person. Can I just leave now? Defeat the hostile wraiths? Can I maybe just leave? Okay, we're doing this. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm already thirsty. Listen, I'll be back. Screw you all. How do I get out of here? Which is, sir, could you tell me the way out? This is suboptimal, friends. Screw you. I gotta do the thing. Like, I'll be back, alright? How do I get out of here? Something even stronger awakes. Stop it. How do I get out? I don't understand. Like, where's the exit? I need to use the little girl's room. Yes. Yes. I'm so confused. I'm a bit concerned about getting trapped again. Maybe I can't get out. Has it locked me in here? Maybe. Should we just fight them? To do the thing. Oh. We have lost a lot of health. Yeah, we're gonna die. Press home. We died! Can I go home? Be reborn. Am I reborn with water in my inventory? Is the question. Oh, a little bit. Yay. Thank you, Spirit Spring. Can I fill my water? There we go. Well, that was an interesting experience. So can I eat? Oh, I lost my stuff. You bastards. Should we get some food before we go? Mind you, the water's full. We're probably better off just going straight away. Fudging fudge. Try unstuck. Was there an unstuck? We should report that, really. Success, yeah. Body retrieval, yes. Mm-hmm. Da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. I probably should, do you know what? Let's make some healing ointment. I don't know if there's a timer on our things. Oh yeah. That's kind of cool. Can I eat you? What are you, friend? Fungus, it seems to take part in natural plant decay. Technically edible. Technically edible. Not a great selling point. Welcome to Annabriella's sandwiches. Technically edible. Thorntail pot. We could have made that, but we didn't have stuff. Oh, we got to keep spare things in a box here. We got the box, but nothing in it. Fudge. We gotta do our water things. Let's save amaranth. You know what I mean? There we go, buddies. As long as you're okay. I don't know if we're going to be able to find a thorntail thingy. Oh yeah, can I like water you again? Are you going to give me a plant? It's been ages. Yes. No? You don't want to give me any more fruit, you fudge. So the sliding thing is really fun because you can kind of like run and shift, I guess. It's kind of fun. Pick up. I don't know, chat. I feel like we're better off just going. Where's my lean-to? What does it say? Until dawn. No, I don't want to rest till dawn. Then it'll be too hot. Alright, let's give it a go. Don't know, just guessing. Yeah, no, but, I mean, you know, all helpful. What is this shiny thing over here? Hello, Ghost Fundo. Initiate. Once we brought a gift of acorns and flowers to Naya, but as we starved, even these we could not spare. Yes, I believe the old gods still watch over us. Okay. Thanks. That was real. Okay. Do 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 do. Wait, can we use this now? Broken. Okay, let's go to Naya's shindig before it's daytime. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Yes, we are low on food, but we have a full thing of water. But we do have a fight ahead of us. I feel like we need, like, healing potions. Ah! What is that? Is that my stamina in the middle of the thingy? I think it is. So do we have stamina then? I guess we do. Purple thing. We don't use it when we're running, but we only have one speed. Pretty game. Hello, Void. It is pretty. It's kind of cozy. Ba-da-da. How are you doing? Do-do-do-do-do-do. Right, let's climb up and try and get our things back. I couldn't work out how to get out of there. Ooh. Can't climb that, apparently. Am I going to get stuck again? Nope. It is a bit juddery when you're climbing, a bit shaky. Doing well, just enjoying a bit of an R&R. Nice. It's important. Hello, freak. So I can fight one of them at a time with my little sickle friend. I can definitely fight these guys. Screw you. Maybe we do it out here. It's nearly daytime, you fudges. Did you drop anything? Hello, freak. Quite like that I know how to just avoid that circle. Ooh, he hurt me. It's like, what is that? Eruption or something? Bone fragments. Okay. Spiritual scroll. Shall we eat? Oh, God. Wait, I can eat that. Interesting. Oh, bugger. Oh, there's two of them. You gotta time it. Oh, I'm very ill. Shit. I died! This is my ghost. Frickin' heck. Oh, buggeration. Bugger. Can I not just get my stuff back? I did defeat the wraiths, though. I wonder if they will retain their Oh, my water's empty. I wonder if they'll like regenerate. Let's check on the amaranths. Yes. So yes. I'm just gonna go back again. I mean, I do need like healing things. Let's use our umbrella. Maybe we could sleep actually instead of using this. Yeah, so I feel like I damaged them. I broke at least one of them. The crystals, I guess. Do. We haven't had too many problems otherwise, really. I think for me, I would prefer it if the writing of the text or the dialogue. If the dialogue was voice acted, I would prefer that, obviously. It's kind of more immersive. What do you guys think so far? I think it's kind of cool. It's novel. Right, first of all, I want to get my things back. And I don't know how to. Do I have a death marker? Are these crystals? Or are these my body? What is that? Lost items. Okay, lost items. Can I just get them and get out? Yes, okay, look. Wait. Oh, freaking heck. Yeah, that's one of them. No, don't stop. Where's my other stuff? Is there a safe place? Nope. Did that? Did I get everything then? Can I just get out of here? And heal up? I don't know if that should have been everything. Where's the exit now? Yeah, during your demos. I am, yeah. How are you doing, Colteus? Like, I don't understand when I get in here. I can never find my way out again. There's a garden in here. Like, I don't get it. Like, am I blind? Is it like in a straight line back this way? Does anybody know what I'm failing to see? And there's no safe spot in here to like recover either. I can't take the chance of getting hit. Like, how do I get out? If I drop down, I'm gonna get stuck again. Can I use the umbrella? Will that help me? Like, does it see it? Maybe it does. Yeah, maybe. Does that help? Maybe it does. Which is kind of wank, isn't it, really? If the only... if, like, dying is the only way to get out, then that's kind of annoying. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean... I don't know, chat. Like... But, yeah, no, I couldn't... So, okay, so... I couldn't do it. Because I can't take the risk... I couldn't take the risk of getting hit. Because I have to block it with the bubble thing. And you have to time it perfectly. So I couldn't take the risk. Can't get out to fight them. Maybe that's what it is, Starboard, yeah. Yeah, but then if you die and you want to go back to get your stuff, that's kind of stupid because you just get locked in a death loop. You know what I mean? Anyway, this seems like a good place to switch to Lies of P